As you can see, it won't start.
So we're really stumped with what to do.
So that only leaves one thing left, and that is the ECU. Alright, so it turns out the old ECU couldn't be fixed. It was completely cooked, it was stuffed. Get a new ECU and code it to the VIN, provided we've done everything right, and that was the issue. It should start up, and we should finally have this thing up and running.
Right.
There you go.
Start the car.
Tell me to start it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. That is a cooked cold start.
That was like 3 times as loud as the other one.
That's gonna be the cold start every time. Switch off.
We saw some smoke coming from the engine bay, so we turned it off immediately. Alright guys, so we had a little bit of a mishap. There's some oil residue on the exhaust manifold. We believe it's because of the old gaskets. They leaked onto it, so that's why we replaced the new ones, of course. We've done a little bit of prep work, just getting it ready because we're going to degrease and power wash it. We put gloves over the intake manifold, so let's get to it. So, the reason we need to wash all the oil off the exhaust manifold is because if we don't and the engine gets hot enough, the oil can potentially reach a point where it combusts. That's not good. It creates a fire, and if you know anything about oil fires, they're actually very hard to put out as oil and water don't mix because of their different densities. Usually if it's just a little bit of oil you can let it burn off, but in this case there was quite a lot, as you will see.
So obviously we just wet the whole entire engine bay, cleaned the entire engine bay, and obviously there's a lot of electrical components and connectors in there. So it's really important to spray some contact cleaner so that all those electrical parts are fine. So just a little spray, just like that. And on each of the coil packs too. All right, now we're gonna start it and see if it smokes anymore. Get ready for the cold start, hold on. All right, go, yeah. Woo! That's crazy.
So now that the rocker cover gaskets have been done and everything has been cleaned properly, it was finally time to see if the car drives. Now it was time for some maintenance.
Alright, so today we're going to be doing some service items to the car, specifically the spark plugs, the serpentine belt, and an oil change. So we got all of our stuff over here. We got some 5W40. We got some liquid moly here, which will quiet down the lifters. They're kind of loud on the cold start a little bit. We've got a genuine Mercedes oil filter here, straight from Mercedes, had to order that. And we got a new sump plug washer right here that we're gonna change, as well as the serpentine belt. So yeah, that's everything. We're gonna be putting all this on right now. All right, so now we're gonna start it up to get the oil warm so we can drain it. See this thing? Woo. running pretty smooth. Needs new serpentine belt though for sure. That one is a little bit ripped. An oil drain here, so we can pour it all into there, drain it all into there. Makes things a lot easier. Using a bit of compressed air, this thing actually has the ability to drain it through your dipstick tube, through these things here. So, yeah, you can use it, you can do that, but we're gonna do it the conventional way and just drop the oil from underneath through the plug. I gotta rev this thing real quick. I gotta rev it. That's too good, man. That's one of the best sounding V8s I think I've ever heard in my life. Woo. Brand new filter here, look at that. Real nice. Old ones over here. Even found some little metal shavings in there, so not the greatest, but that's what the filter's for at the end of the day, is to stop all that. So yeah, brand new, going in now. Yeah. So we actually forgot that you're supposed to drain the oil cooler on this engine as well. So we're gonna do that now. There's the bung right there. So what happens if we didn't drain that, then the dirty oil in there would just mix back in with the clean oil that we put in. So might as well just change it. I don't know how many people actually do that on this car, but yeah, better to do it than to leave it. Alright, that's done with a new washer on it. Now all the old oil is drained and we're ready to put the new one in. This engine takes 8.8 litres of oil, and we're also going to put in some of this, as I mentioned before. That'll take up about 400 mil of the total capacity as well, so yeah. Let's get on with this. Okay, so we filled up all the oil, put the cap back on, and now we're going to start it to get the oil running through everywhere, oil running through the cooler, just get it to move around the whole engine. So let's start this thing up. Actually, forgot the key. Hold on. Okay, now let's start this thing up. All right. Start it up. We deliberately underfilled it because it's easier to put some in than take it out. So now we're going to put a bit more in and check where we're at. Now this dipstick tube can actually leave a bit of residue behind. So when you dip the dipstick back in and then you take it out, it appears that you have more oil than you actually do. So you got to be pretty careful, because obviously you don't want to have not enough oil and you don't want to have too much either. So it's about finding that good middle ground right in between those 2 points. So as you can see there, there's a bit of oil up the dipstick there. So that's a bit of a false indicator of where your oil actually is. But right there, we're right in between the lines there, looks pretty good. Now for the fun part, the serpentine belt. So now we got to change this serpentine belt somehow from the bottom. So this can be fun. Alright, here's the old serpentine belt. You can see there's quite a few cracks in it and yeah, it's a bit ripped, so gonna change it out for a brand new one over here. Using a brand new Gates belt, as you can see, no cracks, looking perfect. Unlike this one here, ready for the bin. New sump plug on with the new washer. Looking good. Let's get this thing on, this is gonna be fun. I'm just gonna go around here because that's not working. No, it's actually cooked. Man. Yeah, this is impossible. It's not anything's possible. Where's the tensioner? There. I'm very close to the tensioner. I mean, I'm halfway there. I'm not halfway there. Man, it's gonna take a while. All right, so it took a while, but finally got it on. Had to get a little bit of help, but yeah, now it's on. Now the discs are all clean because we've driven it a little bit. Look at that. Slotted and drilled. Jeez. And the huge calipers, obviously. Damn. So we're trying to tackle the washer fluid issue because obviously it's not spraying. And you know, we just drained it all. As you can see, we did a great job. Got it all in the bucket. Absolutely no misses, just perfect. Didn't go on me at all. It was great. So yeah, now we're gonna try and figure out. It looks like it was trapped, so we might have to take the bumper off. We might not have to, or the actual thing itself might just be broken. So yeah, we'll find out. But yeah, see if we can fix this one too. So after some testing, we found out that it was this Mercedes pump that had somehow malfunctioned and the motor was gone. So this doesn't work anymore. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to downgrade to a BMW pump. From that car up there, we're unfortunately, yeah, going to a BMW pump. But hey, it'll do the job. So yeah, let's put it on and see if it still works. Here you go, now it's in. Now we've got a mix between a BMW and a Mercedes. We've got a hybrid, or an AMW or a BMG. What do you reckon? All right, so now let's see if it fixed it. Got the car on, and way, there you go. Working perfectly. So another thing we have to fix on this car is the seat belts, because right now they're not retracting at all. And that won't pass pits at all, so we need to fix that. Put some lubrication there or something to get it to go back, but it only goes back when you give it a bit of help at the moment, so that's on both sides as well, isn't it?
Yep. This one retracts a little bit more, but not as much as it should.
Yeah. They also have the cool feature where when you plug them in, it like locks it in. It like, what does it do? It like pulls it back.
It's like a safety thing.
Like yeah, it pulls it back, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna fix these. So for the final piece of engine maintenance, we have to do the spark plugs. Now, we don't necessarily have to do this, it was more for a peace of mind, as we have no idea how long the previous ones were in for. So now let's start it and make sure everything works and it runs smoothly. Alright, so now that we've taken the wheels off, we're gonna take these not so good, pretty bad tread, different size tires, wheels home, and swap them out for some different ones, which are on the other C63, that's the home, so we're gonna show you that. And grab those wheels, put them on here, because this car right here, This car is booked in for inspection very, very soon, in the next few days from me recording this. So we got to get it ready, man. The time has almost come. And obviously also gonna have to put the bumper back on. So yeah, so we've made sure everything's good, the chassis rail's straight. It's all looking pretty good. But yeah, catch you soon. So this is the other AMG that we have. It's a normal W204, actually a pre-facelift. It's got a few modifications. We have some coilovers on this one, and also some other stuff. We got some other stuff, but we'll explain that when we start building this thing, because this is going to be another build on the channel. So yeah, we'll let you know all about that in the near future. Right now we put the crappy replica wheels on, but it actually looks pretty good. And these are the ones over here that we're gonna put on the 507 because they're good. They got good tread, not too bad tires, and yeah, they're at least the actual AMG there. But yeah, so hopefully it looks decent, but might be getting different rims in the future anyway, so shouldn't matter too much. But yeah, just gonna swap these two over now, and yeah, we'll see you when that's done. Alright, so the bumper's back on. Just put that back on, looking good. Got the panel gaps all good, and got these wheels just put on as well. Now that all the maintenance was done on the car, it was finally ready for the first inspection and the first drive ever. Look at this. Alright, so we're just pulling in to get this thing finally inspected. The first inspection has to go through. So hopefully it passes, but here we are at Batchich Smash Repairs. Let's see how it goes. Alright guys, so it's officially passed the inspection. First try, there we go. Now we should take it through pits, and after it's gone through pits, then we finally got this thing on the road. Look at that, passed first time. All we had to do was change an ECU, guys. That is insane. That is such a cheap fix. Such a good investment. This car is gonna do wonders. Man, just look at this thing, man. Look at this thing, it's crazy. Such a nice car, finally home, man. Need a new steering wheel though, and a new thing down there, new shifter boot. But yeah, apart from all that, man, I'm just excited to get in this thing, start driving it, get a feel for it, learn the car. It's gonna be really, really, really exciting. And yeah, man, there's lots and lots more to come on this channel. This is just the first build that we're doing, but it's gonna get even crazier and crazier every single time. Hopefully we can even supercharge this thing one day as like a back to our roots, like commemoration sort of thing. But yeah, man, this thing is a weapon. When driving in this thing, oh my god, man, you can see the 500 horsepower. Like, it like pushes you back in your seat. This thing's mental, man. But yeah, we just gotta get through pits tomorrow. Hopefully we pass, because that exhaust is pretty crazy, but it sounds mint. So we'll see how it goes, eh? This under tray has been a bit of a jigsaw puzzle so far, but we think we've sort of got it right. We've got it in loosely right now. So we got the full under tray on now. Wasn't actually that bad, it was pretty easy. And now, in about 30 minutes time, we're gonna take this thing finally over to pits to get approved. So we're gonna take it to pits. Hopefully it passes. The only thing that it might stop it is the exhaust, because as you've heard, it's loud. It's very loud. So yeah. Let's hope it passes, and we'll see you when you're taking over to pits. Alright guys, going for the inspection right now. Just had to let it warm up so that, you know, it's not too loud. Exciting times. So guys, unfortunately, it failed. I bet you couldn't guess, but that's because of the exhaust. It's pretty loud. But surprisingly enough, it actually passed everything. It passed the emissions, it passed the road test, it passed the sound test. But the only issue was that it has been modded, and here in Perth they don't like modifications on cars at all. So basically, yeah, they failed it. It would have passed if it sounded the same, but it has a resonator in the middle, they would have passed it. But just because there was no res and it had been taken out, new straight pipes welded in, they failed it. So we took it to Genie Exhausts, and they have given us 2 hot dog resonators to sit in place. It sounds okay. It doesn't sound as good, if I'm gonna be honest. Chris thinks the same. But yeah, but they also gave us these. This is straight pipes, so we can put them back on and have it sounded the way it did before. So yeah, I think they're gonna be going back on pretty quick. But yeah.
Alright guys, so it passed literally 20 minutes ago, and as you know, the resonators got put in so that it would pass because they said that's what we needed. Not 20 minutes later, we're going to remove it and put those pipes that Jake showed you before, because obviously, you know, these engines have to be loud, that's just how it is. And we prefer the sound before because the resonators obviously muffle it a hell of a lot now, so yeah, follow us as we put the straight pipes back on.
So guys, that's it. We finally finished building the world's cheapest 507 edition C63. Now it was time to take this monster out on the roads and show you guys why this car is so infamous. Time to have some fun. And then it all went wrong.